show you guys the heat exchanger I got, and obviously the intercooler pump 010. These work fantastic. If you own these cars, definitely get the 010 pump because these flow a lot better than the stock OEM pump, which is right here. I can't even see where the part number is. And this is the heat exchanger. What? Check the girth on this. Damn! Holy smokes. So I did some research and decided to go with a different company. I found this heat exchanger online for exactly 182 bucks. Nice. And this holds more fluid than what the other companies offer. And this is a lot larger, but this holds about 2.0 liters, which is a lot more than most of the heat exchangers you would find for these cars over here. So, you know, I had to do a lot of research to make sure this was gonna fit, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna fit. You've got your fittings right here. The cool thing about this one is it's got a drain plug you can connect right here. You can always cap it off with a hex plug. So these are the tools you would need. Obviously a 3/4. That's if you're gonna go with that heat exchanger. And trust me, it's cost effective. But again, you can always go with the other companies. It would always guarantee perfect fitment. This is universal. I just did some research, and if you guys are wanting to go this route, hey, well, this is the video for it. So, but you would just need a 3/4 to 1/2 in, and you would need 2 of these just to, you know, screw on to the sides right here. I did get some hex screws to self-tap, self-drill into the crash bar right there. I have this is a 5/16 just to bleed the system out of air bubbles once we get everything installed. Flat washers just to have it underneath of the screw. You need a 1/4 for the drain plug, just in case, you know, this drain plug is quite long. So if it's gonna hit or interfere with the bottom bumper, then you can just cap it off rather than using this. This job is actually simpler than I thought. I mean, the pump is right there, the hose is right here, and the intercooler is right here. And look at the huge difference. Massive difference compared to that. So I'm excited. No more heat soaking. And I forgot to mention the company for the heat exchanger. The company is called Frozen Boost. These heat exchangers, the max power you can get on them is about 1200 horsepower. This car is definitely not going to be making that power, but these are expected to run up to 1200 horsepower. There is a quick release tab you need to press into. It's going to be somewhere underneath here, and this should allow the heat exchanger to come off. Obviously, you would need a screwdriver to pop it up, and you can kind of see it wiggle. So looking at the heat exchanger from the front, all right, so I'm pulling on it. It's not letting me. Once I poke this in, it just came out. Okay, and now I have to do it on the other side. Pretty much what I have to do now is clamp out these 2. I wouldn't have to worry about clamping out this 3rd hose right here, just these 2. I am currently bleeding the system, but I currently have the pump on, and it's circulating right now through the heat exchanger. You want to get a lot of bubbles out, and once it's running smoothly like this, right now there's still some air bubbles, I think, but it looks pretty good. Actually, it doesn't look bad at all. I'll keep it running for a little bit, and I'll keep you guys posted. But this is pretty cool. Everything is all put together, and that heat exchanger on the bottom there looks so aggressive. I mean, not aggressive, but it just looks a lot bigger than the old one. Well, the old one, you couldn't really see it, but I want to show you guys real quick. Look at that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that heat exchanger, I had to do some modifications to the bumper. Nothing too crazy at all. I just had to cut off a little bit of some pieces off of the bumper in order for the bumper to fully fit in there, just because of how thick it is. But it ended up working at the end. I've got everything put together, and I'm gonna go ahead and go for a test drive real quick. You guys saw I bled the system, and that's something you have to do whenever you do some sort of coolant flush so you don't run hot. It could be a bubble in the system. But let's go ahead and jump into the car, go for a quick rip. And I do have some questions, honestly, because after doing this modifications, I kind of want to clarify and see what the answers are to my questions, especially you owners that would know the answers to this question. And I would say it also relates to the E55 owners as well, because you know, it's supercharged, except it's a V6, and the E55s are pretty much the same, except it's a V8. Temps are actually looking really cool. So let's do a quick ripper here real quick. Oh, wow. Now, the thing is, I know there's probably data out there for the stock heat exchanger, what the air intakes are, or air intake temps are. I don't know what the air intake temps are for stock, but I do want to data log at some point. I don't know if you call it data log, but I want to plug in my scanner and actually do a few pulls, pull after pull after pull, and see what the temperature is actually reading, and compare it and see how temps look versus, you know, the temps I'm getting. Also, the other thing I want to find out, which are my questions I had earlier, the upgraded heat exchanger and intercooler pump. I hear a lot of people saying once you get that done, you're not going to heat soak. Yeah, that makes sense, but they also say more power. But I don't understand how this can make you more power. Does that just mean since you're not going to be heat soaking, you're just going to have consistent power throughout, so the ECU doesn't pull time in? I'm not exactly too sure. Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really curious, what does more power mean? We're gonna do a quick pull here. Woo! That felt great. Now, I gotta say, sometimes after just driving, when I do a pull from 0 to, like, just say 100, it kind of bogs at like 85 or 82, because it's reading hot temps. This time it didn't do that at all. So I know for a fact the upgraded heat exchanger is working here. But back to my questions. Yeah, guys, I want to find out, like, what does that really mean? More power, upgraded intercooler, upgraded heat exchanger. Does that just mean I'm just gonna keep my consistent power throughout? Wow. Oh man, this is awesome. Yes. Temperatures are still staying pretty cool. I can't even talk right now. Oh my gosh, I love this. Dude, I just keep doing pull after pull after pull, and I'm not experiencing the clutch. Oh, that's awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, so this is pretty much gonna be it. If you guys want to actually go out with this intercooler, you would have to do some modifications to the bumper in order to fit it. If you don't want to do that, I would advise not a universal, but for the actual heat exchangers for the 32, specifically for the 32s. Anyways, I will probably end up doing another video next week and then let you guys know what the data is for the intake air temperatures, and then we can go from there, so you guys can see what intake temperatures I'm getting with this heat exchanger and with the upgraded intercooler pump. Catch you guys in the next video. All right, take care.